Hello everyone, welcome back to more Artisan of Glimmith. Still just, working through puzzles, having fun solving puzzles, I guess. Nothing more exciting to say about that. Working in this little cathedral area where, I guess with 5 more, I will have completed the main area. And I see 6 of them, so I must have done a hidden one earlier. Is there something back here? No. That, I guess, is a hidden one. I don't know. Maybe this one back here was hidden? Probably. A difficulty 1? Really? This has to go like so. This has to come up. This has to join it and go there. This has to go down. It could go left, but it can't go any further because it can't run into this group. So it has to come down to find its yellow. Now you can't make progress by going up, or at any rate you have to come down to get the yellow. Actually you can't go here because there's a wall. You can't have a wall in the middle of the territory. So you do this. Whoops. Nope, I'm wrong. I'm bad at this. This is difficulty 1. Come on, don't get it wrong. This has to come up. This has to come down. This has to go right. That was all true. This has to go this way. It can't go down, so it has to go up. We have to do this. So where did I go wrong before? I guess I must not have seen that I could join up here. Okay. Oh, this is a large grid. Okay, y'all gotta come down like so. Ooh, you have to go straight, you have to go that way. This has to come out. Wow. This blue, it's got a wall to both of these regions. So it has to get to this orange or this one. Something very far away. I think it can't get to this one. Well, okay, maybe it's simpler to just point out that this has to go south. If it went north, there would be a wall in the way. And this has to come down. And this can't join it. And it can't join here either, can it? Because there's already a wall. So we have this. Okay. So I had in my head proven that this couldn't get over here. I didn't get around to explaining why. It turns out it doesn't matter because this is in the way. So we have all this. Quite a grand spiral here. Let's see, this has to come up, so now we can say that this has to go around. Now, might this blue be the same as this orange? I think it might. No, it can't be. There's a wall here, so they're different. So the blue has to come up, which means this has to come up, which means this has to come up, but it can't go left because there's a wall here. So some other group region has to come in like this. Okay, now I have found the blue that orange is associated with. And I imagine this is probably the end of the group, but I can't prove it yet because it might be required to pick up, you know, an adjacent cell for some reason. Okay, and this blue has to go this way. These still have to get out. So this blue is the one that's getting over here, right? Nobody else possibly could. So it has to follow the outside edge. It might take something more inside, although I doubt it. But it definitely has to follow the edge. Again, we got to keep getting out. Uh-oh. No, that's not true. Whew. That was going to be a problem. Because now this blue can't go to the other blue. It has to find an orange. And if it goes down this way, this group will be cut off. So it has to go like this. And then we can wrap it up here. This has to come up. And I always feel like I can argue, oh, it must fill out this whole area because otherwise there'd be no way to disambiguate. Like, if the solution were this, how could I ever know? But that's not a correct conclusion to draw. Because the presence of walls around other regions here might be enough to indicate there has to be, like, if I proved that this group were the same as, well, I guess I can't. I don't know. But these walls do create asymmetries that I should not be in the habit of trying to figure out, oh, this must expand all the way or whatever. Anyway, this group can't take another blue, so it's got to go down. Can't go here either, and this now can't go up, so it comes down. And it can't go to the left or the right because of it would wall off with itself. So this must be the whole group region. This can't go up or it would meet another blue. Oh, there has to be a wall here because otherwise blues would meet. So this is like done probably. Yeah, and it can't go south either. Great, okay. This has to get to a yellow, which has to be this one. So it's certainly taking like all of this, and then I don't see any reason why it would go any further. But I could be wrong, so I won't mark it in yet. This cell can't be part of this group because of the wall, so it's part of this group. And these three symbols are the only ones left in this region. So they all join up and go here. And they can't get to here, or indeed even here, because of the walls around this cell. So this is the group that comes around. Finding the starting point is always interesting. I guess this blue can't escape south, so it has to go at least this far. And it can't get to here. And it still needs a green, so it has to come down. Now it can't get this way at all. So we can say this. There's already a wall, I guess, so this group can't get to here. And in fact, neither can this group. It's a bit of a surprise. This orange needs to find a green and a yellow, and it can't get one going this way, so it has to get... Well, yes. Can't take a blue either, so it definitely has to get to here and here. And then presumably it will take one of these two greens. I don't know which one. Now, this is walled off, so we have another group here. Which can't be the same as this group. So it has to pick up all this, and then presumably stop, although maybe there's some reason it should take this square. How many groups am I going to have in total? 4. And I think I've found all 4 of them. This must be the orange group? No, the blue group. Okay. Like so. Well, this orange and this orange together must take these two blues, because only one of them can escape through each blue. And they both have to find a blue somehow, so neither of them can get to this. So we can say that much at least. And I suspect we're going to get this, because this orange is going to have to take this spot, right? Yeah. Which orange could be responsible for this space here? Not you, because you can't get there. And not you, because if you got there, this orange would be trapped. So we can do this. And now the only person left to claim this spot is you. I'm not sure we can quite do the same trick here. Because it seems like this could be possible. Right? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Who's got this square? It's got to be whatever orange is grabbing this blue. And it has to be this one, right? You can't do it. Well, no, hang on. That's not true. You could, in principle, go around the super duper long way, but who's grabbing this space if you do that? If this guy goes here, this space is unclaimable by pretty much everyone, right? I guess you could get there the super duper long way? Wait a minute, is this it? Yeah, it is. Okay. Cute. I have gilded this region. And then there has to be a different group coming out of here. Likewise here. So there are 4 regions in this puzzle, but not necessarily the 4 I've labeled. This purple and this orange might be the same group. Or this green and this pink. But not the purple and the pink, and not the orange and the green. They have walls separating them. And you can't make arguments here about the symbols needing to get to other symbols, because there's only one of each. So it seems like it's all about walls, right? and the requirement to fill every space. I mean, I guess also the requirement that no... Pretty much just all the rules of the puzzle. The requirement that no 2 of these orange symbols can be in the same region is also obviously pretty important. Where are we going? What area of the puzzle is vulnerable? Well, okay. I don't know who owns this orange globe yet, but since I know these are different regions, the orange has to escape. It has to get to here. And likewise, the pink has to get to here. It has to be able to... Well, wait, that's not true, because this we could just do this. But for the pink, it is true. The pink couldn't just go this way and stop. It wouldn't find an orange. How many is the minimum number of regions you would need to fill up a plus like this? Obviously, you can't do it with 1 because there's walls. 2, in principle, seems possible if you had, like, this checkerboard pattern. But the checkerboard pattern is the kind of thing that I think is impossible in these region puzzles, right? You can't ever have AA across BB because there's no way to connect this B around here without cutting this A off from this A. So I think you actually need 3 different regions on every time you see a plus shape, basically. In this puzzle or any other puzzle in this game, this plus shape requires at least 3 distinct regions, and I only have 4. So getting them all over here is kind of hard, and maybe that's something to think about. But I have to also get them 3 of them here. Not the same 3. I suspect this space can only be filled by orange, but I haven't figured out why yet. It just seems like these 2 central, like this purple group is really good at hitting these 2 very easily, and green can hit these 2 very easily, right? But if I did that, I would be dead. I could not win, right? Let's say I did this. I've lost. Because orange can only fill one of these 2 gaps. It can't reach both. I mean, it can, but then there's this problem, right? So although this looks very natural, it's wrong. Well, who else can reach these spots? Pink could reach one of these 2. Although, if pink reached here, it would have to also reach here, and there would be a problem. So pink can't get to this spot. And I don't think it... I mean, I guess it could just barely get... No. If it tried to get to this spot... There's no one to take this thing. So I don't think pink can get involved in here. I think orange has to get involved down here to make this work. But that's impossible too, isn't it? Because purple gets trapped. Huh. Okay. So is it true that you need 3 at each of these? Did I make a mistake in claiming that? Suppose we did this. This checkerboard, I can never get these 2 groups to join back up. A classic result from this kind of puzzle that I think I agree with. So I need 3 groups at each of these pluses, 3 regions. Well, okay, nobody but pink could possibly take this space. Because if they did, pink couldn't get to any oranges. So this much is necessary. And I think this is necessary too. If nothing else, then because of symmetry. If someone else came in here, we couldn't decide which of them deserves this spot. But I think there's probably some other way to figure that out. So purple now has to come up here. So someone non-purple has to go there. Which could be green or pink. No, it can't be pink. Because that would cut anyone else off from getting here. So it has to be green that gets to this space. So purple has to come like this. But now no one can go here! Huh? These are definitely different groups. They each have to get out. Likewise here. This is pink. Only purple can get there. Someone non-purple has to go there. Let's draw them in. Let's make them blue. So purple has to keep going. Blue has to stay separated. Purple keeps going again. And now the only cube we can get to, or the orange thing we can get to with purple is here. So blue has to come up. And there's nobody who can go there. No, that... well... I mean, green could get there, but then blue would have no orange ball. There's a bug? The puzzle doesn't work? Elliot? See me after school? Obviously, that's not the actual problem. The problem is I'm misunderstanding and solving it wrong. Okay, so here we are again. Some region has to go here. It has to get out. A different region has to be here. They can't be the same region because there's a wall. We have the same idea up here. Now, I think I did this before, but that isn't true. You could do this. That could just be the whole thing. So maybe that's what I got wrong. Somehow. Now, who gets this orb? I wonder if the mistake I made was in forgetting that blue and purple here could be the same group. And there's like another region that's just sneaky. It's just me, just this one region right here all by itself, you know? Like this. Maybe there was a solution like that I ruled out erroneously. That has to go up and out. That has to go up. No one can get here but blue, so you've got to do at least that much. Yeah, I think the problem is I didn't consider that you could just have a region that's just this one cell if I want. If that solves some problems. Or something similar like that. I was saying, you know, what regions could possibly get here, and I was only looking at the 4 regions I've already drawn, when there could be a 5th. Well, no. It could be that these 2 regions are the same, and then some region that currently looks like the 5th is actually my 4th. So, with that in mind, there must be some region here. It's not green, It might be any one of these other three colors, or a different color. Well, no. Yeah. Because these two colors could be the same, and this could be my fourth color. Something like that. So we know that, and therefore this has to keep going. And now, for sure, the only orange ball the green can ever reach is this one. But isn't this kind of a problem? How are we going to agree on who owns this square? This one, sure, it needs to be owned by... Wait a minute. Nobody? Someone... Who owns this? It can't be green. Okay, I guess another way of looking at this whole puzzle, maybe, is that I've been saying, oh, you need to get 3 separate regions in each of these, which is true. But I can say something more specific, which is that there are at least 3 regions here, the 3 represented by these orange balls. And another region here. Now, the region here could be this one again, but it can't be either of these two. And it could also be this one. So one of these 2 regions has to somehow get here. Seems quite difficult. And they can't sneak in through the top, because they'd have to pass through this. The only way to do it would be through here. Like that. Right? But this has all kinds of problems. Like, who's gonna use up this square? I guess it could be you going down, and but then who's gonna use this square? Who's gonna be here? It can't be you, and it's gonna have to be the guy who's here, but it can't be. This is harder than the 7 for me. The 7 difficulty puzzle I did. I can't get anywhere with this. Okay. Back once again to basics. Square one. There really must be some number of different regions, like this. They're not necessarily all distinct, but these 2 are distinct and these 2 are distinct. The ones in the corners, they still have to find a red-orange ball, so they gotta go like that. And they're not the same region. I can't do this. That would be a problem. So that means this has to get out. This one we can't say that about. It could just do this and end. Now, this square, this is the one that is currently occupying my interest. Who owns you? This has to get out somehow. Well, The only way that could happen would be here, right? Because it can't get out this way. It's not allowed to be on that square. It's not allowed to be on this square. So it has to... It has to keep going up, and then this can't get to an orange ball. No, wait. It could be the same region as this. But then who's going here? Right? It can't be blue, but if blue goes up, no one else can reach. I have to completely divide this area up into exactly 4 regions, each of which has exactly 1 ball. There's not some... I haven't made some stupid assumption about that. Forgotten the goal. This square is crazy. How could anyone ever be here? Now, no problem. It could be you. You could be there. But then I need to get you to an orange thingy, right? Can't be this one. And it can't be this one. It's got to be here or here. And again, the only way you could ever do that would be to go like this. But that ruins you. No, it doesn't! I said it earlier. There could be a sneaky little 1-cell thingy. This is it. It's the 1-cell thingy. Okay, I think I'm finally getting somewhere now. Oops. Let's... You are your own autonomous region. You live all by yourself. I think we're going to find the blue and orange are the same here, because otherwise they can't decide over these squares. And it definitely has to be the same as this, because this has to get to an orange ball somehow, and it's blocked completely in this direction, so it has to join up here. We have this, so now we can do that. This has to take here. No. Wait a minute. Do I have another tiny little cheeky region here? Is that what's happening? Because this really does have to belong here, and this has to belong here, so it can't go like that. This has to come in here, which means someone else has to own this. I have to go like so. No, I messed it up again. No, I didn't mess it up again? There we go. 2 of these. I thought of one, and I kept forgetting I had thought of it. It never even occurred to me that there could be 2. Although it certainly makes the routing simpler. A 6, there's a 5 back here, right? Yeah. Well... I don't think I'm that keen to do these higher difficulty ones right now. Let's go find a new area where there'll be some new mechanics. This window doesn't even... You can just walk right through it. Oh my gosh, what is this? Marking down partial progress. Yeah, I know. Okay, whatever. I'm not doing this right now. I haven't yet, like, understood the difference in terms of, like, how puzzle things look versus hint areas. Like, this was a message. And I guess they just don't shoot up in the air, but puzzles don't either when they're full. All regions must use this shape. There's only one way you could fit that shape here, and that's this. Oh, come on. Okay, well this is going to be a simple tessellation puzzle, I guess. And it's just this repeating forever, or... but then the boundary changes it, I guess. Okay. The border, I should say. Well, that was my 1 for an introduction to the area, and then it's on to 3s, I guess? Or there's 2s over here, who knows? A shape bank only. I don't think this could be part of a square. The bottom part of this shape. Because then this cell would be trapped. So, I mean, this looks like it works. Is there some other arrangement that works? Yeah, maybe that. No, because now I can't get into this area. So I think you need this. And then, I don't know, I mean, this just sort of looks right, but nope, it's definitely wrong. That? No? I'm not very good at fitting shapes together. That? That looks right. A lot of practice with fitting shapes, huh? Is it the same shape grid? It is, right? That looks plausible. Is it right? I couldn't say. It was? Yeah, don't make guesses. I understand. Thanks for the tips. I've solved a puzzle in my life. This definitely does have to curve. Ah, this has to come out. This area here doesn't it have to be this? Could it be anything else? No, it couldn't. Because any 3x3, sorry, any 2x2 that you're drawing a little triangle in, you have to leave out exactly one square. If I leave out any other square, it's pressed up right against a wall. This square is unique in being the only one that can see the rest of the puzzle, so we have to do that. We can do this, this. This can only be part of something shaped that way. You have to come out, you do too. Again, this is unique in that it can see the rest of the puzzle. This is the only shape that works there. Now we know how to do this part, and therefore this part, and this part. Now you go there. Gotta go that way to pick that up. If I go right here, I'm going to be left with a problem. So we go this way, and then there's no problem. Is it like... It's not actually getting more full as these glass fragments arrive. That's just like happening ambiently, and when I ever solve a puzzle, it raises the level at which this motion is allegedly happening, but actually nothing is happening. A 4. Okay, this has to come out. So does that. I give up. Let's see. Here we have to go that way. Now these have to go there. This has to come down. These have to go... This has to go that way. You gotta go down. This can't go down, so it goes west. I gotta say, this feels like a much easier 4 than the one I did a second ago. With the rose windows. Like, you're kidding me. That was a 4? It was just like point and click. I wasn't even doing a puzzle. Oh, this is a cute little eatery, I guess. No, it's such a big shape! Nobody could do that! Okay, I mean, so this bit in here has to be this part. So we're looking at vertical mirroring, I think. Wait a minute, didn't I do this one before? I remember this shape. This was like the AT-AT/camel that I remember seeing in the demo. So, what if this... If we're looking at vertical mirroring, doesn't that mean it's this? And the only spot where I have something sticking out like this is the nose. So we have to fill it like that. And then again, I think I've done this exact puzzle. Well, it's certainly easier the second time. I mean, I've done this exact shape and a grid that looked a lot like this. Maybe it wasn't exactly the same, but it was really close. And I therefore suspect it probably was exactly the same. And it just got moved somewhere in between the demo and now to be part of this area. This has to go down. It can't go... Yeah, okay. And then this can't be a W, because this area would be blocked off, so it must be this. If this were a W, yeah, that would work. I have made this into a window. Boy, this tree is moving a lot in the wind. Is it that windy anywhere else? Maybe this is just a stronger tree. There's got to be something in the well. You know there does, right? Doesn't seem to be. It's so weird that they went to the trouble of like having this whole world. I don't know. I understand that, you know, they want it to look beautiful. And I think it's nice that the puzzles themselves are kind of pretty. I don't really understand the overworld or why it like it looks like someplace you're supposed to walk around on, but I can just fly. So we have P's and I's today. This has to reach to at least here, I suppose. And likewise this one. Because the stick... I think this has to go up as well. Yeah, this actually has to be a P in exactly this orientation. There's only one way for the sticky outy bit to be oriented. Okay. So that means this has to be an I. Now here, this could be a P, or if it were an I, we'd have a problem actually with this. So this is another P, and so is this. This has to be a P, so that's an I. This can't be an I. We need like two P's along the bottom here, I think. And then two more P's there. Threes, fours, five. The first law of puzzling. When you find a pair of cells that must be connected, join them together. Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, but on this puzzle there aren't any. It's impossible to start. Okay. I mean, I guess this is true. And likewise that, right? These can't be part of a vertical 3, so they have to be either a 2 sideways or a square. Either way, we have this. And I think the same is going to be true here. Because I can't have a vertical piece here, right? So whatever is going on in this area, I need that and that. And the same is true here. Now I can't draw this wall, because for all I know, these are a square. But this now has to be a line. And so does this. And this, and this. These go together. Well, they don't go together, I guess, more to the point. This has to stick out and be a line. This is a line. This now has to be a square, which means these are a square. This can only get to here, so these are lines. And that's a line, and these are together. And these are together. It's not, I mean, it's a fine hint, I think. Like, I probably would have taken a little while longer to notice what to do here if you hadn't reminded me, but like, really the only thing you can do on this puzzle is start with this, and this hint does remind you. Even though you don't know what they're doing, you know they're together. Likewise, this goes there. And this goes here? Oh, actually, we know that this is a line because it can't be a square because of this thing in the way. So this is a square. I need 2 squares here, I think. How else could I do this area? I don't think I could. The second law, I'm learning all about the laws of puzzling. How exciting. Whenever you find a pair of cells that can't be connected, draw a border. Yeah. The problem is, of course, this only works for contiguous cells, just like the previous hint. You have to use a node or something if they're non-contiguous, but you know they have to be part of the same region. Now, I don't know about this. These two might join up or they might not. This, though, has to come this way. And likewise, these two could join up or they could not. But I guess we know this, don't we? And this? So who's here? It's not you, right? Right. So it must be another new-ish group, which could only be this. And it can't reach any further because this, well, it could. Yeah, in fact, no, it doesn't. Because this region becomes unsolvable then, right? Who's here? It can't be you. It's got to be a different group. So now this is done. And I guess we can do this, this, and that. Those can't be together. There's no long enough straight line in my bank here. So I know this and this. Oh, would you relax? Because I can only draw in zigzag patterns. So the only way to get to these is with zigzags that go to at least here. And likewise here. No. Which I guess means I can draw these walls in. And that should help with this corner, right? The only way to get here... Well, it's either like this, or... Oh, no, it's not like this. Yeah, you can't... You have to come this way. Okay. Now the only way to get here is through this cell. So this is almost finished, but it could reach here. Ah! I broke it. I can't reach here anymore. Why did I think I had to go here? Why couldn't I just do this? I think I could. And then this one could still reach, but also there's a wall there. So whoever's here must be on this cell at least. And then one of these two. So the only way in here is from here. Now this one's finally done for surezies. We can do this. And whoever's here... I don't know how they got to this square. But they are there. So either here or here. I don't think they can be here, though. Because if they were, they would have to be a W piece or an S piece that leaves this blank. So now the whole top half of the puzzle ought to be... There's no place... I can't get any more information in there. It must be solvable with what I have. I don't have to fiddle around down here to figure out what to do up there. I guess this cell is the interesting one. How do you get anything there? I think it works to make a little W like this. And then squeeze in that. And over here, we can just do this. And that's all done. Everybody's happy up there. I guess we have to do that. And then this. Come on, you filled it in with purple? I wonder how long I've been recording. OBS does not keep time properly while playing this game, so I can't tell. Well, there's one more out in the open puzzle that seems to be in this area. May as well do it. These all have to be 3s. Oh, get back to normal, please. This has... Nope, start over. Ah, this one has to be a 3, but this one doesn't. This could be a plus. And if it is a 3, we immediately lose. So it must be a plus, in fact. And then this is another. This has to be a square. So does this. This looks like it has to be a plus. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a 3, and that's a square. Exciting. I haven't gilded this area, but I made it silver? I'm still not totally sure. Platinum? Were these unlocked before? Or did I get them because I did the window thing? I don't really understand the progression mechanics in this game. Oh no, it's the 7! Okay. These are huge! What do you mean I gotta use this shape? Okay, down here is the obvious starting point because it just can't be part of this shape. Like what goes here, right? It has to be like this shape. Now, the thing is though, I could do like this if I wanted. I don't know yet that this is correct. I'm just putting it in. So like this works, but I don't think it's the only thing that works in that area. I think like these two have to be connected, but they could come out here or up top as I did before. So I think this is all I can say for sure. I guess these are connected too, whichever way I do. Whichever way this thing sticks out its long nose, we're going to have this be part of a long T, right? These are connected. I think these have to be disconnected, right? Because I don't have any straight lines that are length only 2 in my shape bank. So actually these are 2 different shapes. And likewise here, which is amazing. That's very difficult to do. This one can't be a T-piece. It doesn't have room. And it would intrude on this guy's space. So this actually has to be one of my long L's. And it doesn't have enough space to go all the way up. So it has to go like... It has to go like this, which it can't do. Ah, no, of course. It could join with this. I see. I don't think this piece can be a T-piece at all. Because it would have to, at this point, be sticking up, and then this would be cut off. No matter how the T-piece is oriented. I mean, there's only one orientation of a T-piece that fits with what I know so far, and that would be this, which is impossible. So it's not that. And it can't be an L that branches up right now, because again, this gets stuck. So it has to be an L that reaches this far and then turns. It could go south. There's just enough room for that. Or it could go north. I don't know. But it doesn't go those ways. This can't go down, because if it did, it would block this off. So these two are, again, incredibly, 2 different shapes. Or two different regions. They may have the same shape, I don't know. But this one now is kind of stuck. It has to get out. And then turn. Now I know which way this goes. It goes down. Is that not far enough? Oh, it's I've mistaken how long this thing is. It has to go like this. I see. So this is a plus. I don't know whether this goes up into here or over into here yet. But this now, I think I was mistaken when I drew this in. I was confused about just how long this thing is. It's 5 tall, so it has to go all the way out here. This could go up. It would make this a tall L if this went up here. Ah, well, now I know the orientation of this L. It can't be coming out this way because it would stick into this piece. It has to come down here. Actually, let me make it blue. I didn't even consider this. Now I know this is a T oriented this way. So this has to be a sideways L. I guess this joins up here. Oh, and then we have 2 long L's. How nice. I don't think I want to spend a lot of time on a 7 right now. Since, as I said, I have no idea how long I've been recording. Probably just call this one my last. Okay. Every corner is at least a 2x2. Yeah, this just fills itself out, doesn't it? Okay, still lots to do. Enjoying puzzles. Wondering what's going on over there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.